This is our promise at Diamond FM. Diamond 88.7 FM, shining supreme.
There's certainly more to radio than what you've ever experienced.
Yeah!
With Diamond FM, radio's not just about talking, it's about the laughter, solutions,
I feel so relieved listening to you
platforms to express yourself,
As I did say, I don't think it's
and most importantly, companionship. On Diamond 88.7 FM, radio is real. At Diamond FM, we've got you.
From the news desk of Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, this is news around the world.
In the headlines, Keyamo warns NLC TUC over politicizing labor movement. Court rejects a Papa factional motion seeking to replace Imo LP candidate. Rector identifies challenges of Kwara State Polytechnic. On the foreign scene, Iran rejects G7 calls to stop supporting Hamas. In business, Naira increases as speculators watch government's foreign exchange plans. In the world of entertainment, Kata Efe promises to make young dudes successful in music industry. And in sport, Copenhagen Buzz makes shocking comment after winning against Man United. Good evening and many thanks for joining us for the news across the world on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. I am Joseph Emeribe. You can listen to us via our website www.diamondfm.net or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM. You can also download our app on Play Store, Diamond 887 FM. We bring you details of the news after this break. Do stay tuned.
We often think that mental health
I'm emotionally stressed. I'm emotionally downcast. I am so confused of all about life.
but in reality, they can sound like this. Don't make assumptions that people are okay just because they laugh and they smile. Everyone is going through something. Check on your friends and be kind to everyone else.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
Welcome back from that short time out. Now the news in detail. The national president of Yoruba elite in politics, Comrade Olaposi Ogini, has urged President Bola Tinubu to declare a state of emergency in the agricultural sector. According to him, declaring a state of emergency in the sector will not only help revive the nation's economy, but also get Nigeria out of the present economic predicament. Ageni stated this during the launch of the group's Cocoa Revolution project held in Abeokuta, Ogun State today. During his address, he also urged lawmakers across the country to enact laws that will promote agricultural production and exports in the country. He further stated that the free fall of the naira as it is today is also the resultant effect of dwindling exportation. The House of Representatives has mandated its committees on foreign affairs, human rights and diaspora to investigate the allegations of incessant mistreatment of Nigerians living in the Republic of Benin. The committees are to report within 2 weeks for further legislative action. These resolutions followed the adoption of a motion titled Illegal Incarceration of Okuma Chika and Discriminatory Arrest of Nigerians in the Republic of Benin. The House noted that Okuma Chika, a Nigerian who legitimately and legally resides and works in the Republic of Benin, is alleged to have been arrested by the country's police service, the Republic Police, in April the 18th, 2023. The House was concerned that Okuma Chika, who after his undergraduate academic program in the Republic of Benin worked as an administrative staff at Ephraim University in Port Novo, has been incarcerated at the Apro Meserete prison since April the 26th, 2023 over allegations of internet fraud. The House said it was cognizant that considering the economic benefit that the Republic gains from Nigeria, the mistreatment of Nigerians living over there is not a reflection of appreciation for Nigeria's benevolence. Still in the news, Senate President Godswill Akpabio has urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to sack any head of government agency that fails to honor the invitations of the National Assembly committees. Akpabio stated this today at the opening of a public hearing on the 2024-2026 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper at the Senate. The public hearing was organized by the Senate Joint Committees on Finance, Appropriations, National Planning and Economic Affairs, and Local and Foreign Debt to dissect the fiscal document with the chief executives of government-owned agencies with a view to increase the national revenue base. Akpabio said due to the importance of a session, this shelved his appointment to appear at the grand rally of the All Progressives Congress in Owerri, Imo State, held today. He, however, further said that any invited head of agency that failed to appear to discuss the economic blueprint of the federal government is not fit to run such an agency and should be sacked. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has appealed to striking labor unions to desist from politicizing the labor movement. Keyamo made this known in a statement through the official X handle of the ministry today. Recall that members of the labor unions today blocked both the entry and exit ways of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, resulting in traffic gridlock. The development follows the union's decision to shut down flight operations to Imo State over an attack on the NLC president, Joe Ajaero, but the minister reacted by calling the unions to order for the good of the Nigerian aviation sector. He warned that the Nigerian aviation industry should not be target of striking workers because of its economic importance to the countries and its development. Moving on, a pro-Biafra group known as the Biafra Provisional Government has condemned the ongoing power blackout in Imo State, resulting from the clash between the organized labor and the operatives of the State Police Command. The organized labor union had last week shut down Egbu transmission station in Imo State, which is the EEDC's source of electricity and its supply, thereby leaving it with no energy to distribute to its customers, a development that has put the whole of Imo State in darkness. The total blackout was imposed on the state capital and beyond by Nigeria Labour Congress NLC and their counterpart, the Trade Union Congress TUC, following an attack on Nigeria Labour Congress NLC Joe Ajaero by some security personnel in the state. The group also accused the national president of NLC, Joe Ajaero, of using the ongoing power blackout in the state to gain cheap popularity and cause dissatisfaction and disaffection between the state government and the people of the state. The president of Biafra's provisional government, Dr. Chile Nwoko, who spoke to newsmen in Owerri today, expressed shock at the punishment, sufferings, and hardship the decisions of the labor unions are bringing on the hapless people of the state. A federal high court in Abuja has declined to grant an ex parte motion brought by the Alhaji Lamidi Apapa-led faction of the Labour Party to stop Atan Achonu as governorship candidate of the Saturday's election in Imo State. Justice Nyangeko, in a short ruling, refused to grant the prayers over the plaintiffs for an order of interim injunction recognizing their candidate, Chief Joseph Ukaibu, as validly elected standard bearer of the party. The movement and development followed an ex parte motion moved by counsel to the plaintiffs, Mohammed to the effect, rather, the judge directed Mohammed to put the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, which is the sole defendant, on notice. Away from Imo State and to Rivers. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has stated today that his predecessor and Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, continues to be his principal. He said this during the rededication ceremony for the Rivers State Judiciary's 2023-2024 legal year, which Wike also attended. The Rivers State Governor called for peace in the oil-rich state once more and said that the current political turmoil in the state was history. According to Fubara, Rivers State can if the players and those who support them behave peacefully. In addition, the governor issued a warning to those endorsing him to refrain from disparaging his opponent by using foul language, stating that he had given them no permission to do so. Away from Rivers State and to reports from dear state, Kwara State. The rector of Kwara State Polytechnic, Ilorin, Engineer Dr. Abdul Jimo Muhammad, has identified funding and illegal occupation of the institution's land as twin challenges confronting the institution. He made this disclosure in his address at the 29th convocation ceremony at the Rear Admiral Muhammad Alabi Lawal Auditorium in the Polytechnic today. According to him, the Polytechnic has recorded numerous achievements like lightening up of the Polytechnic and 5 neighboring communities, tackling plagiarism with centralized online research assessment and submission system, CORAS, as well as increase in science and technology in tandem with National Board for Technical Education (MBTA) requirement, among others. He, however, bemoaned the identified challenges as reducing the achievement that the Polytechnic could have accomplished as the most sought-after polytechnic in Nigeria.
the Polytechnic alumni and well-meaning individuals and groups. Number one challenge is funding. Like any other institution, the Polytechnic has problem of funding. Through the prudent management of limited resources, we have been able to record little achievements despite of the economic situation of the country and the ever-increasing financial commitments ranging from staff salary to other recurrent expenses. The second challenge is illegal occupation of Polytechnic land.
Meanwhile, 8,500 students graduated from the Polytechnic at the convocation ceremony. The news across the world is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry. We move on after the short timeout. Please stay tuned.
Opportunity in this country, I don't lose hope. Oh my God, jackpot.
Leaving the country may not be the solution that you think it is. Don't make leaving Nigeria the only solution to your life's challenges. Japa because you want to, but stop raising it as a solution to national issues that you can work on and fix. Nigeria will always be your home, and together we can make it better.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
Welcome back from that break. You're still listening to news across the world, reaching you live from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. Now we move on to report from the foreign scene. Iran has today rejected a G7 statement which called on Tehran to stop supporting Hamas militants and taking actions that destabilize the Middle East. Tehran's comment comes a day after foreign ministers from the G7 group of advanced economies meeting in Tokyo expressed support for humanitarian policies and corridors in the Israeli-Hamas war. The G7 also called on Iran to refrain from providing support for Hamas and taking further actions that destabilize the Middle East, including support for Lebanese Hezbollah and other non-state actors. Meanwhile, today, Iran Foreign Ministry spokesperson Nasser Kalani strongly condemned the statement by the group, which includes United States, Britain, Germany, Canada, Italy, France, and Japan. He said Iran has engaged in non-stop effort to stop military attacks of the Zionist aggressor regime on the defenseless citizens in Gaza. Still on the foreign scene, after a lengthy investigation, French judges decided that they had enough evidence to charge and prosecute former Congolese military leader Roger Lumbala, who led the RCDN armed group during the Second Congo War. He will stand trial for complicity in crimes against humanity committed in Utiri and North Kivu in 2002 and 2003. This indictment comes after almost 3 years of investigation, during which victims supported by NGOs were able to testify despite the state of siege and restrictions imposed by COVID. 20 years after the trauma, victims have then left their villages to travel to France and tell investigators about the executions, rapes, and looting they experienced during the murderous Erase the Board campaign. This was an operation carried out at the end of 2002 and the beginning of 2003, the final month of the Second Congo War, by the armed group RCDN and its allies to take control of territories in the east of the DRC. And that's it from the foreign scene. Up next is business. Do stay tuned.
Diamond Business News.
In the world of business this evening, the Naira gained 1.75% today on the parallel market, also known as the black market, following some sentiment around the government's plans to increase dollar liquidity, which has put speculators in a wait position. During the intraday trading today, the dollar was quoted at 1,120 naira compared to 1,140 naira quoted on the previous day on the black market. Meanwhile, the federal government plans to increase dollar supply and digitize foreign exchange transactions and discourage speculative demands and hoarding of foreign exchange in cash.
Diamond FM Entertainment News.
In the world of entertainment this evening, Nigerian skit maker and musician Odahuwo Joseph Efe, popularly known as Katefe, has reacted to the allegations made by the controversial singer Abib Okikiola, popularly known as a Portable, for snatching his signee Young Do from his record label Zen Nation. He said Portable is clueless, stressing that he would go all out for Young Do and make sure he turns out successful in the music industry.
Playing. Portable is see, I know I don't want to, but right now, I'll make sure, say, what did they call her? Yogi Do. They drop EP next week. It will shock you, Portable. It will shock you where.
That's it from the world of entertainment. Up next is sport.
Diamond FM Sports News.
And in sports, Copenhagen club coach Jacob Nestrup has claimed that yesterday's performance against Manchester United was his side's worst in the Champions League this season. The Danish Giants came from behind twice to record a memorable 4-3 victory against 10-man United side. A brace from summer signing Rasmus Højlund saw United race to a 2-0 lead, but a controversial red card for Marcus Rashford changed the game before halftime. Nestrup, however, says his team finally got what they deserved after picking up just 1 point from the opening 3 group matches. However, in an Alamina verdict for United, he admitted it was the least impressive he had been of Copenhagen. Still in sport, Formula One racing star Lewis Hamilton has confessed that drinking alcohol has affected his winning formula. Recent seasons have not been good for the 7-time world champion, who narrowly and controversially lost the title in 2021 to Max Verstappen and has now gone 2 years without winning a race. Despite that, at 8-year-old, now being in the twilight of his career, he believes that if Mercedes can give him a competitive car, he will challenge for a record 8th title. But with Verstappen and Red Bull expected to continue their domination in 2024, Hamilton is looking to gain every little boost that he can to his own performance. With that, we've come to the end of the news across the world. But before we go, here is the recap of the major highlights as brought to you. We told you earlier that Keyamo wants NLC TUC over politicizing labor movement. Also, court rejects a Papa factional motion seeking to replace Imo LP candidate. Rector identifies challenges over Kwara State Polytechnic. On the foreign scene, Iran rejects G7 calls to stop supporting Hamas. And in business, Naira increases as speculators watch government's foreign exchange plans. In the world of entertainment, Qatar FA promises to make young duo successful in music. And in the world of sport, we told you that Copenhagen Bulls makes shocking comment after winning against Man United. Did you know that on this day in 1976, the United Nations General Assembly approved resolutions condemning apartheid in South Africa, including one characterizing the white-ruled government as illegitimate? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM newsroom number on 0916 062 7526. I take the number again, 0916 062 7526. The news was compiled and edited by Nedu Okori, and I am Joseph Emeribe. Thanks for choosing your shining Supreme Station. Do stand by for the news in Yoruba language. Good evening.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 887 FM. Diamond FM, shining